Welcome to this video, and I'm going to be talking about the results and explaining Hell in a Cell and what happened in the pay-per-view. The kickoff show was Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville versus King Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev. This was not a bad match. In the beginning, Ziggler was getting dominated and destroyed by Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus. Once Cesaro was tagged in, it got a bit more exciting, especially at one point where Cesaro went in circles, uppercutting Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus. The crowd loved it. It's awesome seeing him get a chance to shine. Also, while all this action was going, Stardust was sitting in the crowd with Ascension watching all this, which is pretty creepy. And then the King of Swing took Barrett for a ride, followed by a red arrow delivered by Neville, which gave the good guys the win. So Cesaro, Ziggler, and Neville defeat King Barrett, Rusev, and Sheamus. Next match was John Cena's Open Challenge. We all knew he was going to lose. I was right on my prediction that he was going to lose, but the opponent was wrong. So I thought it was going to be Dean Ambrose. He fitted the card perfectly, especially since he was not on any other card during the pay-per-view. So how this match started was the music hits and Zeb Coulter comes out on a scooter. And then we all thought like Jack Swagger's going to come out, and I was like, no, it can't be Jack Swagger taking over the reins. Then we hear the music of the Superstar hit, and it wasn't even Jack Swagger. It was Alberto, the Mexican and the USA Army man now working together. That was pretty weird, but apparently that's what WWE thought of. Del Rio and Cena both hesitated early in the match. The fact here is that these two superstars have fought many times before, because Del Rio was part of this company. So Mexico's greatest export then out-wrestled Cena, keeping him on the mat for a good stretch of the match. Cena had no offense, if any. A backstabber and a kick to the jaw knocked out Cena, which was a pretty easy knockout. And then Del Rio earned the 3 count to win the United States title in apparently a stunner. The only stunner was who the guest opponent was. We know Cena would have lost anyhow. So this wasn't the most or the best open challenge, but this win does put Del Rio in a promising position for the future. That's something usually missing in pay-per-view matches. So Del Rio gets a pinfall win over John Cena. The next match is in Hell in a Cell. So this is what the pay-per-view is about. So it was Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. And then you see Roman Reigns, he started fighting very well, right hands to Bray and damaging him. Roman was in control in the beginning of the match until Bray Wyatt somehow went under the ropes, under the ring, got a candlestick and started beating up Roman with it. So the Eater of Worlds offense then turned very brutal. He followed shots with the candlestick with ones with steel chairs. Roman responded with his own weaponry after pulling out a number of items under the ring and set up a few tables too. But Roman wasn't the one to use the tables first. It was Bray Wyatt putting Roman through a table and then after choking him over and over. Then Roman somehow recovered and did a powerbomb to Bray Wyatt through a table. And then they both traded haymakers before Roman broke a second table with Bray's body. This didn't end the match. Somehow Bray kicked out. So Sister Abigail from Wyatt wasn't even enough either. So this was a pretty long match. So after some more fighting, Reigns avoided crashing into the candlesticks and then speared Wyatt out of nowhere. And then Wyatt got pinned 1, 2, 3 by Roman Reigns. Wyatt sure does know how to lose key matches. I think that should be his motto, because John Cena's he has a knack for winning key matches. So Bray is the opposite. He hasn't won in a pay-per-view. Not without the help of others anyways. Next match on the card was for the Tag Team Championships. It was New Day, Booty Sun versus the Dudley Boyz. This wasn't that entertaining of a match, especially without Xavier Woods. Like, he usually hypes up the crowd by yelling random things, playing his trombone. We kind of missed that presence. But Kofi and Big E were still entertaining. They came out, mocked the Los Angeles crowd and promised to take down the Dudley Boyz. So Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley had little trouble with the champs early on. They were in control of the match, stomping and punching and slamming Kingston over and over. This was until Big E got involved and disrupted the whole thing with his power. He changed the momentum of the match, and they just started goofing around like how New Day normally would. And they started stomping Devon and tagging out, stomping, tagging out. Like, it's their normal routine. Kingston tried to lie, cheat, and win like Eddie Guerrero by throwing the trombone to Baba, and then Kingston fell on the ground. Referee looked at it. He was going to say disqualification, but he didn't. So the match continued. So I guess Kofi, it didn't work for him. Then the ref started talking to Kofi. Big E comes into the ring, hits Bubba with the trombone, and then leaves the ring. Kofi then hits Trouble in Paradise, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. New Day win by pinfall. A clean win over the Dudley Boyz. This wasn't that great of a match. Hopefully they do spice up the matches. Maybe have a tables, ladders, and chairs match, or just have a tables match between these two. That would be a great way for the Dudley Boyz to win back their 10th tag team champions here. Next match was for the Divas Championship. It was Charlotte versus Nikki Bella, with no one else at ringside. And the announcers kept saying, Charlotte, the daughter of Ric Flair. Like, we know it. Like, they don't have to keep reminding. That kind of ruined the match a bit. Also, both of them brawled outside the ring and then around the guardrail. Nikki was in control in the beginning. She used a lot of submissions to hurt Charlotte, to damage her back. That injury made Charlotte struggle to make a comeback. Nikki then hurts her knee after missing a big move. Nikki tries to go for the rack attack, which was countered into a figure 4, and this gave Charlotte the win. And then Paige and Becky Lynch run out to celebrate with Charlotte. This was a lot more physical than we normally see in a Divas match. Also, seeing these two go at it in such brutalness is an amazing sight. Now, if only WWE can just get its babyface and heel roles straightened out in the Divas division, it would make much more sense. This match is for the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth frickin' Rollins versus Demon Kane. The problem is, like, most people went into this match knowing that it's gonna suck, and it wasn't really built up too much. And this is for the heavyweight, the top title in the company, and like, I almost fell asleep watching this match. So Seth Rollins talked some trash in the beginning of the match to Kane. Kane was on the attack, bringing Seth outside the ring. Rollins was just too fast for the big red machine because he's kind of old now. Seth goes on the offense, but Kane withstands it all. Kane fought back with a chokeslam and failed to hit the tombstone piledriver. The fight moved on to the announce tables, where Kane took out a nasty bump against the Spanish announce table and didn't break it. So basically Seth Rollins like tried to powerbomb him, and it didn't break the table. And that's how this match was. It lacked the energy and quality. Rollins attacked Kane with a succession of kicks, followed by the frog splash, a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, I guess, as the fans chanted Eddie. Seth finished it off with a pedigree to get the pinfall over Kane. Also, we didn't hear much about Corporate Kane losing his job if he lost the match. That was the key stipulation for the match. Guess his job didn't really mean that much in WWE because they didn't mention it much. Next match is for the Intercontinental Championship. It was Kevin Owens, fight versus Ryback. Feed me more. Feed me more. So Kevin Owens, like the heel he is, he tried to leave the match. Ryback caught him and used his strength to bring him in the match. It was Ryback showing off all his strength in this match. The moves, though, seemed to do very little damage to Owen. Ryback, seeing that these moves do no damage, having a peanut for a brain, climbs the top rope and tries to do a move. This cost him because Owens countered with the super kick off the top rope. Owens then raked the eyes of Ryback. Haven't we seen this already? Like, really? I know Kevin Owens is a heel and all, but come on. He didn't even show off his awesome movesets in the ring. And they keep making him use eye racks, raking the eyes. At least he got to show off some power, delivering the pop-up powerbomb to win the match via pinfall. It wasn't a clean win because he raked the eyes, but like they need to give it energy, make him win some other way, or else this Intercontinental Champion is going to lose its value again. So the match that we've been all waiting for, Hell in a Cell, Undertaker versus Lesnar, the end of the feud. This was an incredible match. Like, if you guys didn't watch this pay-per-view, you missed so much. This pay-per-view was one of the best this year. So basically, Undertaker stares down Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar laughed at the Undertaker. This is what they both do. So Undertaker was in control, driving Brock into the ring post. But the cameras kept showing that the Beast didn't really hit the post, but still was busted open. For a Beast, he sure bleeds a lot, and easily. This made Lesnar angry, delivered a lot of nasty chair shots. They were very brutal. Then Undertaker came up bleeding afterward. Officials tried to get in the Beast's way to help him. He let them the first time. The second time, he made the medic fly 20 meters, and then we never saw the medic ever again. So the Beast incarnate delivers a pair of F5s, which Undertaker somehow kicked out from. Then Lesnar finds a hole on the canvas. He's so mad at this point, he becomes like the Hulk and tears up the canvas, exposing the wooden planks. Undertaker recovered in time and then did a chokeslam on Lesnar on the exposed wood and hit him with this tombstone piledriver. He kind of failed the move, but we get the idea, and Undertaker's kind of old, so he didn't want to damage him too much. But this doesn't put away Brock. So Lesnar now is Hulk mood, hits a low blow, just like how Undertaker did throughout their last match. Okay, but Brock followed up this with another F5 to pin the dead man and win the match. He got a clean win over the Undertaker, 2 clean wins. And Undertaker gets one so not clean. It wasn't much respect. And then the cage lifted. Undertaker struggled so hard to sit back up and get up. Fans showed all of their love and respect. He finally got up. Then we see the lights go off. We're like, what? It's not over yet? Then we hear the Wyatt family. They emerge out of nowhere, closing in on Undertaker, beating him down, and then carrying him off into the darkness if he was Jesus. They carried him, and after an epic brawl, match of the year contender match, Taker is kidnapped. What an ending! That's so unbelievable. For a pay-per-view leaving us wanting way more, this is how WWE should do it. And Bray was the last thing that we thought of that night. As for my predictions, I was only wrong on one of the match, the outcome, which was the main event, the last one. I was also wrong about the opponent of John Cena, but was right about John Cena losing the belt. So out of all the matches, I only got one wrong out of this whole pay-per-view. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.